The fact that online gurus are still flashing their Stripe accounts is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's the most preposterous display of ego disguised as proof. And I really just can't fathom how people are still falling for this nonsense today. I mean, if this was 2016, like, I get it. People really weren't familiar and used to seeing all of those ads and stuff like that with people on private jets and then rented mansions and Lambos and all of that stuff. But after everything that's happened with all of like the fake crypto millionaires and all of the other gurus out here flashing their Stripe accounts as proof, you would think people has learned. And the crazy part about it, Lord willing, is that 6 years from now, I can't wait to see the comments on this episode of people saying that they still can't believe gurus are doing this in present day. But let me tell you why I'm bringing this up today, because as if being corny isn't enough, there's actually a practical reason why this practice should be avoided and why it's nonsense, right? So I love to look at what I call headlines in the wild, meaning headlines that get published into the Apple Plus news feed spotlight, because that means that these are the type of headlines and contents that are getting people to click. So I was on there this morning. I was on people.com. And if you haven't been checking out their headlines for inspiration, you need to get with the program. Their headlines are phenomenal, and it's just a great way to boost your content by modeling what's working. But anyways, I saw this headline this morning about Gwyneth Paltrow, and apparently she's getting sued. I had no idea. But the headline said her kids were not going to testify in court. Instead, their depositions were going to be read out loud. And I had so many questions flying through my head in like a 10-second period. I'm thinking, like what happened? What's the drama? Her kids are involved. Obviously, she's a celebrity. Like, this must be super, super messy, right? And so I could not resist. My curiosity was just so overwhelming. So I had to click on it and I checked out the article. So here's the deal of what's happening, right? So apparently Gwyneth Paltrow is being sued by some doctor who claims that she crashed into him while skiing. She claims that he crashed into her while skiing. And look, this case sounds more like something that should be heard on Judge Judy and not in a real courtroom. No offense, Judge. But I guess, you know what? Everyone has to get their day in court. And what was so funny about it was that they had like an expert witness in court. And I think it was probably like a physicist or something like that. And so he's drawing out all these complex math equations, trying to calculate the speed at which both of them were traveling when the collision happened, to prove that, I guess, that like the guy is injured and needs like the $300,000 that he's suing for in damages, right? And so I'm thinking, wow, okay, that must have been a pretty gnarly collision. I had to bring the physicists in to draw out, I'm all the type of, Isaac Newton type stuff on there. But then later I find out that they were skiing on the bunny slopes. And so if you've never been like skiing or snowboarding, I'll just tell you right now, the bunny slopes are for like little kids and even adults that are on the slopes and learning to ski or snowboard for the very first time. Like, it's almost flat. I mean, you cannot get any speed on a bunny slope. All right. And so it just got even crazier. But I digress. In my opinion, it just seems like this man is clearly just after her wealth, or at least a piece of it, right? And isn't really looking for justice. And so it makes me wonder, if Gwyneth Paltrow wasn't rich, if he didn't know she was rich, would this guy have even considered suing her? Or would he have just gone on with his seemingly boring life? And that, my friends, is why flashing your Stripe account is an unnecessarily risky game that opens you up to unnecessary trouble, like Paltrow's situation. Now, obviously she can't avoid it, because at the very least, she is a national celebrity, possibly a global celebrity, right? So it's very difficult for her to dodge situations like this. But my friends, you and I, we don't have to end up in these type of entanglements, dare I say it. So let's stop putting targets on our back and really just trying to massage our egos by flashing our Stripe accounts and then claiming that it's social proof to inspire someone else. And let's really focus on genuinely helping customers and earning their trust the right way. And so there you have it. Until we meet again at the appointed time, it's your boy Huss. Peace.